Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind?
Oh, wow. Hey, everyone. It's 2018, and we're just so happy to be back here in the office to bring you our take on the news. Now, have no fear, because now that 2017 is in the rearview mirror, we can optimistically look forward and hope that 2018 will finally be the break that we need in what seems like an endless cycle of the absurd, offensive, and ridiculous stories that have dominated the media.
Well, alright, that didn't take long at all. Wow, not even a few hours into the new year, and one of them Paul brothers has already diabolically dominated every platform by doing something that anyone with a shred of decency would find disturbing. When they're not fighting each other, setting property on fire, disturbing their neighbors, unrepentantly plagiarizing music, and setting a terrible example for their young fan base, the Paul brothers still find time to take their productions to shocking new lows. Case in point, the latest from older brother Logan Paul, who decided to ring in the new year with a video where he, along with some friends, explore a forest in Japan known as Aokigahara, which sits at the base of Mount Fuji and is also now widely referred to as the Suicide Forest.
The dense forest is the final resting place of hundreds of people who have taken their own lives, and the entrance to some of the hiking paths contains signs urging people to seek help if they're feeling suicidal. It's a place that shouldn't be taken lightly by anyone, but always on the hunt for the next piece of content for a vlog, finding himself in Japan, and obviously without giving much thought into the potential ramifications of making a vlog at this location, Logan Paul decided this would be the perfect piece of edgy content for his channel, and that providing a simple disclaimer at the beginning of his video would probably cover him for goofing around at a site where people actually commit suicide.
Done and done. So as you've probably heard or seen by now, while they're out there exploring, what do you know? They actually do find a person who appears to have recently hanged themselves. Logan and his crew, they continue to film. He's also, side note, wearing a ridiculous outfit with a bright green alien beanie on. It's not
something you would wear to even if you weren't filming, to a place like
this. Yeah,
it
just kind of highlights how absurd and messed up this is. But then, you know, they see the body, they show it off, they blur the face. But, you know, they walk up close enough to confirm it's real. They show the purple dead hands. It's very morbid. And then they proceed to just stand 10 feet away from the body and talk about how this is affecting him, while cutting to more close-up shots of a person who is hanging there, freshly dead. Logan Paul talks about how this video was supposed to be a joke, but then they, oh my god, shocker, found a person who committed suicide in the Suicide Forest. But you know what? The mood quickly lightens, and then they giggle and laugh, and you know, tension disappears.
Yeah, within mere seconds of
content accomplished.
Very important message to the fans. The giggle.
See this guy here, this freshly dead person who felt so lonely and isolated in his life that he went out into this dark forest and hung himself just hours ago. Don't do that.
No.
And there's your content.
Now, this bit is ended by him doing a bit more self-aggrandizing, saying that this is the most real vlog that he's done in over 400 vlogs.
Like, I think I'm the only person to ever, do this.
No. So let's go through the checklist here. Let's see just how many points there were where someone, anyone, Logan Paul included, might have realized that this was a bad idea.
Yeah, so step one, they decide to do a vlog at the Suicide Forest.
Multiple people are involved in the actual production and filming of it.
They act like dorks and make jokes before even entering the forest.
They find a dead body, film it, comment on it, and then continue with their day.
The footage is then sent to an editor or done by someone in the group.
The editor edits all of this footage into a video.
Someone, most likely Logan, approves the video and thinks it's fine to post.
No one involved says anything about how this could possibly be taken the wrong way.
Someone makes a thumbnail with the actual footage of the body in it as a screenshot.
Someone names the video, "We found a dead body in the Japanese suicide forest."
And upload, deliver, publish, the whole thing. And the 15 million subscribers have that in their inbox.
What could possibly go wrong? Well, after hours and hours of the video remaining online, it was eventually taken down, but it seemed as though YouTube had no problem with the video whatsoever, and that Logan, or his team, actually made the decision to pull the video. Now, as of right now, it does say that it violated community guidelines, so it seems like they've made it so that he could never make the video public again if he privated it or removed it, couldn't put it back up. But according to a member of YouTube's trusted flagger community and their flagger program, it was actually flagged for review after the video was posted. Enough people had flagged it to where it would get reviewed. Then, someone within that program reviewed the video and, quote, they decided to leave it up without even an age restriction.
So it's important to note that Logan did anticipate that the video would be demonetized because of its content, because he literally says that in the vlog itself. So it wasn't monetized, which is the one decent piece of judgment we can find in this whole mess. But we're already certain he knew that the video was so provocative that it would no doubt offer him a big surge in traffic and notoriety, which indirectly increases his ability to make money. Monetized or not, it was still on the site, promoted, and found to be just fine for YouTube before the backlash started. But then the backlash did start once people started sharing the video on social media sites like Twitter and Reddit.
So in the wake of this upload, numerous people blasted Logan Paul on Twitter. And here's a sampling of some of the tweets. Aaron Paul, who I guess we should remind you is an actor and not related to Logan Paul.
Different Paul family.
He said this: "How dare you? You disgust me. I can't believe that so many young people look up to you. So sad. Hopefully this latest video woke them up. You are pure trash, plain and simple. Suicide is not a joke. Go rot in hell."
Damn. He's a very positive person.
Yeah.
Ross O'Donovan of the Game Grumps tweeted, "I cannot believe how beyond disrespectful this Logan Paul guy is, filming and zooming in on a Japanese man who hung himself. So dehumanizing, utterly disgusted. Who in their right minds thinks this is okay? Using it in the thumbnail? Undefendable. We went there as a group for a Game Grumps trip. We didn't film and kept a level head knowing that this was a very real possibility. Fortunately, we didn't see anything, but we sure as hell wouldn't have shared images, let alone video, if we did. So disrespectful."
Actress Anna Akana tweeted, "Dear Logan Paul, when my brother found my sister's body, he screamed with horror and confusion and grief and tried to save her. That body was a person someone loved. You do not walk into a suicide forest with a camera and claim mental health awareness."
Reporter Carolyn Baith said, "The process to edit, export, and upload a video is not quick. There's a lot of time to rethink and discuss intentions. Somehow, a thumbs up was still given for Logan Paul to post. I saw his apology, but can't stop thinking his team, thought that was okay for kids to see."
Game of Thrones actress Sophie Turner replied to him and said, "At Logan Paul, you're an idiot. You're not raising awareness, you're mocking. I can't believe how self-praising your apology is. You don't deserve the success, views you have. I pray to God you never have to experience anything like that man did."
A friend of the show, Raina Scully, tweeted, "I have a lot of intense feelings about Logan Paul and how he has disrespected my beloved country, especially during a sacred time like New Year's. You're no longer welcome here. Get out of my beautiful motherland." She also followed that up with a reaction video addressing the video.
Finding a dead body is absolutely riddled with all kinds of bad symbolism. And for those of you that are misunderstanding, Aokigahara is absolutely not a tourist attraction. Just because the internet glorified it and some people made content out of it, that doesn't mean that it is something that Japan uses to attract tourists. It's one of our sins, and the internet is glorifying one of our darkest issues.
And then Jesse Thorne did a pretty good job of summing up the platform that enables such videos as a whole, tweeting, "Here's my non-glib thought. When you raise a generation of media makers whose greatest incentive is provocation, that is, making stuff that demands response to feed an algorithm or incite virality, you are in trouble. I don't, as a rule, blame the media makers for their conditioned amorality. I blame the people who build platforms that demand emotional manipulation and amorality. Then behave as though the machine is acting in the user's interest." But going back to Sophie Turner's response, he has apologized, and we'll get to that.
Yeah. But hey, there's also plenty of Logan Paulers or whatever they call themselves out there.
The Low Gang.
The Low Gang, that's right.
Yeah, they should be registered on the FBI's list. Get the Juggalos off,
yeah.
Put the Low Gang on. I think we've made it clear who is really the more dangerous group.
Yeah, I agree. At FBI. Yeah. But yeah, they're out there defending their hero on the basis that he's raising awareness for mental health or suicide or some shit. And
mostly because anyone who views this as a positive should be the one that maybe should get checked out.
But yeah, look, that defense is not completely off base. I mean, he does include a lot of references for people to reach out to if they are in fact contemplating suicide. On the other hand, though, there are a million better ways to raise suicide awareness that don't involve filming the freshly dead body of someone who hung themselves in the middle of nowhere specifically so their death wouldn't be a spectacle. God!
Anna Kana, from the tweet earlier, for example, has done a lot of work talking to her young audience about mental health and the effect that her sister's suicide had on her and her family. This is not that. Not at all.
No.
And honestly, if we had to guess, Logan Paul probably hasn't ever had a family member or close friend commit suicide. That's the only explanation that we can come up with that explains why it never once occurred to him that this would be messed up. That, or he's simply a sociopath incapable of empathy, which, big if true.
Yeah. Another point being raised by Logan Paul's young cult members is the fact that he didn't monetize the video, so he's not profiting off of this. But yeah, again, they're not wrong, except for the fact that, yeah, he absolutely published this video for attention and by extension more subs and views and money for his overall brand. Also, having suicide all over the title and tags would have probably gotten the video automatically demonetized anyway, so it's kind of a moot point.
Yeah, he said it in the video.
Yeah.
He literally was like, this video is going to be demonetized anyway, so I'm going to drink on camera, and drinks a thing of sake.
Yeah.
So, but looking at the thumbnail alone shows you the intention that went into this.
Yeah. Furthermore, his apology video, which we'll also get to, is in fact monetized.
For now. By the time this goes up, maybe not because of
Maybe
more
not.
backlash. But now another defense being used a lot is that documentary filmmakers and news teams have gone into the forest and have found bodies and published videos of it. So what's the big deal here? Well, first of all of that existing footage and coverage of the forest eliminates any excuse that the Logan Paul Scooby-Doo crew have for not expecting to find a dead body. And secondly, there's a right way to film a place like this, a respectful way.
Yeah.
Now, Vice filmed a piece in the forest a few years ago where they found bodies in there, but their video wasn't a travel vlog. It was a documentary about a Japanese man whose job it is to patrol the forest for bodies and try to talk some sense into the living people he found out there.
Yeah. It's a tasteful, thoughtful, informative video.
Yeah.
It explores the whole suicide epidemic in Japan and the origins of Aokigahara as a place where people go to end their lives. This is not that.
You should be able to clearly realize and accept the difference between a documentary
Yeah.
and a Logan Paul travel vlog where they're celebrating the fact that they're going into a suicide forest right beforehand and making jokes about it.
Logan Paul's video, as opposed to the Vice video, is essentially, hey dudes, there's this forest where people kill themselves and some people think it's haunted. Let's go check it out.
Check it out.
And then when they found the body that they were definitely hoping to find, don't think for a second they weren't looking for a goddamn body in there.
Mm-hmm.
When it finally happened, they treated it like it was just a thing there, and not the body of a person, a human being who just hours earlier had made an excruciating final decision.
To do it in private, away from anyone else.
Yeah, there's
Immediately exploited.
There's a lot of cultural aspects to this that I don't want to speak, I can't speak to with authority, but from what I've been told, from what I've read, a big reason why the forest attracts suicide is because there's a lot of shame in it, especially in Japanese culture, and people don't want to be a burden on others, so they go out to a place where they are completely alone.
Yep. Now, in the 1986 film Stand By Me, based on the Stephen King story The Body, a group of preteen boys hears that there's a dead body several miles from town, deep in the woods, and they set out to find it, treating the whole thing as a coming-of-age experience that will transform them from boys into men. In the process of getting there, they do, in fact, grow up a whole lot, but when they finally come across the body, they all realize the gravity of the situation, that their little treasure hunt has led them to a human body. It's not a fun, laughing matter. Stand By Me is fiction, but still it highlights the fact that 22-year-old Logan Paul is a grown-ass adult and has worse judgment than an 8th grader.
In response to the backlash, Logan offered an extremely self-serving and narcissistic apology on Twitter where he talked about himself, patted himself on the back, and yes, offered regret at what he did, but seemingly only because people saw his blog as profoundly offensive. He said, "I'm sorry, this is a first for me. I've never faced criticism like this before because I've never made a mistake like this before. I'm surrounded by good people and believe I make good decisions, but I'm still a human being. I can be wrong."
He continued, "I didn't do it for views. I get views. I did it because I thought I could make a positive ripple on the internet, not cause a monsoon of negativity. That's never the intention. I intended to raise awareness for suicide and suicide prevention, and while I thought if this video saves just one life it will be worth it, I was misguided by shock and awe as portrayed in the video. I still am. I do this shit every day. I've made a 15-minute TV show every single day for the past 460 plus days."
One may understand that it's easy to get caught up in the moment without fully weighing the possible ramifications. I'm often reminded of how big a reach I truly have, and with great power comes great responsibility. For the first time in my life, I'm regretful to say I handled that power incorrectly. It won't happen again. I love everyone. I believe in people. I'm out here. Peace, #Logang for life. He then followed that up with a monetized apology video post on YouTube and Twitter, as is tradition. Lots of sighing, lots of, come on, cry. You gotta cry for the views. Yeah, he doesn't once mention the dead man that he found in...
It seems
that
to only
written apology.
reflect remorse at the decision he made for the content and not the implications for what it might mean emotionally to people who would view it.
He doesn't acknowledge the dead person whose family found out their son and brother was dead, and then hours later saw their body hanging on a widely distributed internet video. He doesn't acknowledge that, maybe showing a fucking dead body in the forest is not the best way to
Create content.
Yeah. Or even
Bring a light to
help someone who is feeling that way. He doesn't acknowledge any of that. It's all about him. It's all about Logan Paul.
Guys, you don't know how hard it is to make a video every day.
It's every day, bro.
Dab.
Is that his brother? I don't know.
I was honestly confused when I first saw the news. I was like, which one is that again? But neither here nor there. At this point, you're probably wondering what YouTube's response was. The platform itself, considering, they are in some way responsible for promoting this type of content, especially considering the video came from arguably one of its biggest stars and is also a person that they've featured prominently and repeatedly on their site and have also cast in their own YouTube Red content. Even the Suicide Forest video had made its way onto the front page of the site, horrific thumbnail and all. By the way, that came through the trending tab, so they must have some kind of well thought out response and a plan to curb this kind of behavior on their platform in the future, right? I mean, how many times does it need to happen, YouTube? What could they possibly have said
I'm sure this
to calm
time,
everyone down?
I'm sure this time they have learned their lesson. Now here's the official response from YouTube at the time of this writing, which seems to have been generated by an algorithm, like so much of the rest of their site.
Yeah.
Our hearts go out to the family of the person featured in the video. YouTube prohibits violent or gory content posted in a shocking, sensational, or disrespectful manner. If a video is graphic, it can only remain on the site when supported by appropriate educational or documentary information, and in some cases it will be age-gated. We partner with safety groups such as the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline to provide educational resources that are incorporated in our YouTube Safety Center. I didn't hear the words Logan or Paul in there at all.
Nope, job well done. See you guys next big dilemma.
Hey, YouTube attorney, just that draft that you had lying around for the situation where this happens, can you send that over? Here's your legal Zoom fee. How hard is it?
You are a multi-billion-dollar
How
website.
hard is it to just take a stance on this?
Or just, I know it was New Year's Day, but someone's got to be getting time and a half to to just have a glance at the website every once in a while. Give someone time and a half to just, I don't know, load up the front page every day while on holiday break and be like, is any of the content on the front page of one of the largest websites in the world possibly disgusting and disturbing in any way?
It's a holiday weekend.
Guys, the Rose Bowl was on. What was I supposed to do? It was a great game, by the way.
I didn't see it.
Georgia won. Look, whatever. YouTube, we know you had a rough year. And I guess it's just getting started. But 2017, it was rough, okay? Your golden goose PewDiePie made you look bad thanks to multiple lapses in judgment and good taste. And you looked around and saw an army of Vine stars invading your platform, all projecting positivity and youthfulness and brand safeness. The willing to sell their souls for any brand that came along. So you hitched your wagon to them, specifically the Paul brothers, whose audience is making you a ton of money. I mean, we understand.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah,
but now, once again, like clockwork, we're probably going to be getting yet another batch of major advertisers who know nothing about this platform, looking at the day's news headlines and seeing that one of the biggest YouTubers on earth did something monumentally stupid and offensive.
Oh, let's see. Okay, we can't sponsor gamers anymore. Wait, all this children's content is manipulative and terrifying. And well, at least we still have those Disney stars who have taken over this. Punching through hat.
Yeah, they don't know anything about YouTube except it's somewhere they can advertise, and they see that arguably the biggest person on there is making very bad decisions, and they're going to have yet another reason to funnel their ad dollars elsewhere.
Oh, let's go to Hulu, that thing that Disney now owns 60%
Hulu,
of.
Facebook.
Yeah.
They're going to send their ad dollars everywhere, and that's where it affects us and tons of other channels. There's a lot of good stuff on this website. A lot of channels who are doing genuinely good things, and their ability to make content is going to be hurt
Being
by the
negatively
actions.
affected. Yeah.
That's going to be negatively affected by the actions of Logan Paul.
Yes.
And that sucks.
There you go, 2018. Off to a start.
Here we go.
Yeah. Links below on where you can find information if you're feeling in any way depressed or suicidal. There's some links below, and hopefully you can find help. And hopefully this didn't affect you too much. So there you go. Thank you.
Bye.